cocktail recipes. No! Hey there, Dave Allred, the Real Barman here. That is what is called an over-dramatization. But in reality, it's not too far from the truth. Based on the students I speak with and aspiring bartenders, memorizing cocktail recipes is the number one fear or the number one thing holding people back from becoming a bartender. And today we're gonna put that fear to rest as I'm gonna tell you exactly how many drink recipes you need to memorize in order to get started in bartending. And I'm also gonna show you the secret method we use in the Real Bar course to memorize those recipes so you can absolutely kill it when you get behind the bar and start raking in boatloads of cash. So let's answer the first question. How many drink recipes do you need to memorize in order to get started in bartending? I'm going to tell you right now, don't listen to bartending schools or the online courses that tell you you need to memorize pages and pages of recipes. It's ridiculous. I can't stand when I see an online course that has a CD or one of those PDFs and we have 2,000 cocktail recipes. That's just going to overwhelm the brain and make it impossible for you to zero in on the ones that you really need to memorize. Nobody has 2,000 drink recipes memorized and nobody needs to. The truth is, if you had the top 50 cocktails memorized, you would be able to make 99% of the drink orders you take. You think I'm kidding? Consider this. 70% of the cocktails made are Jack and Coke, vodka soda, gin and tonic, etc., etc. And I'm gonna assume that you can figure those ones out. And if you can't, you should exit this video right now because a drunken mongoose can make those. Then let's not forget that half your guests are gonna order beer and wine. Again, no brainer. This leaves about 10 to 20% of your orders to cocktails with names, Mai Tais, Bloody Marys, mojitos, so on and so forth. And if you still think you have to memorize 1,000 cocktails, think how many people you know who can even name more than 10 cocktails. And out of those, how many are gonna order some rare cocktail outside of the top 50? Think about it. My point is, I bartended for 15 years. For the past 10 years, I've been hiring and training hundreds of bartenders, and the drinks ordered by guests fall inside a very narrow range. So believe me, you're gonna be just fine. But just so you feel safe, when you sign up for the course, I'm gonna give you the top 100 most ordered cocktails, as well as the top 20 most made shots. That gives you 120 drinks, more than enough in your arsenal to become a rock star bartender so you can focus on more important things like providing a fantastic experience for your guests. So what's gonna happen now is we're gonna go behind the scenes. I'm gonna show you our exact step-by-step process we use in the Real Bar course so you can memorize those drinks, extinguish those fears, get rid of that imaginary obstacle, and follow your passion to become a bartender. Okay, so let's go to the bar cave, Robin. Okay, welcome to my cave. We are behind the scenes. We're going to talk about our 7-step guide we use to memorize drink recipes quickly. You know, we just talked about it, but remember, don't listen to bartending courses that brag about their giant cocktail database. You don't need to memorize all those cocktails they're promising you need to. For 95% of the bars, you only need to memorize 50 to 100 cocktail recipes. I'm not kidding. So we just talked about 70% of the drinks ordered at most bars are simple mixed drinks, Jack and Coke, vodka soda, gin and tonic. We just talked about this. And then of course, half the guests are just gonna order beer and wine, so you don't have to worry about it. Now, I don't wanna patronize you, but let's talk about study habits. This is very important. It's not just about, I gotta get a bartending job, I gotta memorize drinks. You have to be dedicated. Learning anything involves dedication. There's no tricks or shortcuts to learning. If you don't take it seriously, you're gonna fail. It's just like any class you take, any job you're getting prepared for, you have to get dedicated. So I don't wanna patronize you again, but let's talk about study do's. I'm gonna go through this really quick. Block out some time to study, find a quiet place, take a couple minutes to clear your head and put problems aside and distractions out of your mind. Turn off your phone. That's the biggest one in this day and age. Ask not to be disturbed, and then study in short segments so it's not overwhelming. 15 minutes is a good benchmark. Do 15 minutes, take a break, come back for another 15 minutes. Study don'ts. This is obvious. Don't study in front of the television. That was one of my big study tricks when I was in high school. Didn't work for me. Don't text or email while you're studying. Don't multitask. And don't rely on mnemonics to memorize drinks. What are mnemonics exactly? Mnemonics are basically memory recall tricks. Some courses out there have mnemonics in there, and they're awful. For instance, My Dear Aunt Sally for the mathematical order of operations math division add subtract. Mnemonics are good for passing tests. It's good for short memory stuff, but it's not good for the long memory. An example that you'll see on some of these online courses is the B-52 shot kills bad guys, Kahlua, Bailey's, Grand Marnier. This is not realistic. You can't use acronyms to memorize all these drink recipes. All right, here is our 7-step guide for memorizing drink recipes. It's very simple, but it's very powerful. Okay, number 1, read the drink name out loud and then the specifications for the recipe. Close your eyes and visualize the drink. Visualize making the drink. Visualization is huge. This is why we have a picture on all of our drink recipes so you can look at it and it gets burned and seared into your mind. It is super important. Repeat the recipe 5 times. That's step 3. Read just the recipe to see if you can name the drink, and then look at the drink now and see if you can name the specifications. Then you need to practice. That means actually make some drinks and apply it. So once you practice these drinks in the bar, I swear you're going to learn it so fast. You make one drink 2, 3, 4 times, you've got it. So there's nothing faster than being in the bar. But this is going to give you a good base. So let's talk about a couple of the study methods we have. We just added a new one we're pretty excited about. So what we've had here in the past, which we still have because it's still really cool, is this list of cocktails, the 101 cocktails, and then it has the name on the left and then all the specifications and a picture of each cocktail on the right. You can actually print these out and fold it in half and kind of use them like flashcards. But we also have this new online, we are using Flashcard Machine, it's called, an online site that uses flashcards. We have all our drink recipes and shot recipes on here, and you can use the flashcards. It shows a picture, you can visualize it, and then you hit the flip the card or the space bar and it flips it over and it gives you the glass, the mixing method, the garnish, and the ingredients. And you can flip back and forth. It shuffles them all up. We have them color coded by alcohol so you can get that burned in your brain. Let me show you a little bit more about how that works right now. So inside the course, you'll be able to click and download both the 101 most popular cocktails made as well as the 21 shots you must know. You can print these out, and again, I just showed you briefly, but they're all color-coded. All the vodkas are in blue. There's a picture of each one. There's all the methods on how to do it, what the ingredients are. If we scroll down here, you'll see that the gin ones start here in green, and these color-coded ones really help you memorize. They start, as you look at them over and over again, they start to sear into your brain. So I'm not going to go through all of them here, but there's 101 here. You can print them out, and like I said, you can fold them over and memorize them, and you can do the same thing with the shots. There's a picture of each shot, whether you're supposed to shake and strain or just pour it right into the shot glass. So this is the method we've always used. You can still do it. People still like it. It depends on how you like to learn. The other thing we're doing now, here is the online flashcard machine, and all you're going to do is choose whether you're going to do the 101 cocktails or 21 shots, and then you're going to start study session, and it's just going to open a window for you, and it's going to start, and it's just going to mix them all up. So we hit start session here. Little window pops up, and there's your first one. It's a mudslide, and you can just hit the space bar, or you can click on here and it'll flip the card over and you can read the ingredients. Again, read it through 5 times. You can repeat the card. It'll go back to here so you can look at it again and visualize, or you can go on to next card. Bee's knees, flip it over. So again, you can just go card to card and just go through these hundreds of times, and you can do this anywhere online. You can access it at any time. So these are the 2 methods you can use to memorize your drinks, and it's very powerful. It works very well, believe me. And then once you get behind the bar, you'll be good to go. Now, besides memorizing, it's always good if you can get some practice in. Use your bar tools. If you don't have bar tools, you can order a very good set. It's like $12 or $13 on Amazon. Have it shipped to your house. You can practice at home, practice pouring, shaking, stirring, straining, all of these drinks on the study sheet. Now, you're not going to have all this alcohol in your house, but maybe you'll go to a party. Have your friends buy certain liquor, certain alcohol, and you can do this at a party or your house. There's no better memory retention than doing. Practice making them for your friends. Ask them to bring ingredients to a cocktail party. If you get vodka, triple sec, limes, lemons, OJ, cranberry, pineapple, and grapefruit, you get your friends all to pitch in, tell them you'll make them drinks. You can make a ton of different drinks. Any social gathering where there's alcohol, you can practice and apply making these top drinks. But I'm telling you right now, even if you can't do this, it's okay. You can still get a job. I guarantee it. There's nothing better than learning on the fly. You will learn drinks faster on the job than you can possibly believe. When in doubt,
Ask a fellow bartender. They love to prove the vast database of drinks they hold up in their heads, and they can't wait to share their knowledge. If nothing else, find a spot where you can pull out your phone and Google it quickly. I've even done it before. Some drink I've never heard of. I say, sure, let me make that for you, and then I run out back really quick. I look it up in 10 seconds, and I come back and I make it. So there's no shame in that. You will learn so quickly on the fly. You can still land a bartending job with no experience and learn on the fly. I see it done all the time. I hire on personality much more than experience. So if you can memorize and practice, that's just icing on the cake. But either way, you can do it. Don't be freaked out by cocktail recipes. So that's the end of the cocktail recipe. I hope that I dispelled some of your fears and also gave you some methods to memorize them so you feel a little bit more confident going into it. So subscribe to my YouTube channel. Stick around. If you're interested in becoming a bartender, go ahead and click on the link and you can check out the Real Bar course. If registration is open right now, you'll need to check. If not, you can get on the waiting list. Glad to have you here. I will see you soon. I'm Dave Allred, the Real Barman. I'm out.